Hey guys, EBPMAN here. Now, if you're a small business, a startup, or even a large corporation and you're looking to step up your video conferencing capability, we're talking about stepping it up to 4K and being able to have a group of people presented in a very professional way. We're talking about upgrading that presentation style. Well, today you're going to take a look at a brand new product from Emeet. This is the Emeet meeting capsule, and this is a 360 4K camera that's going to transform the way you meet. Let's check out the specs and see why you're going to want one of these for your next meeting. Now, the Emeet meeting capsule is really about delivering the next level of video conferencing in your conference room settings, in your home, or maybe in a small space where you have more than one individual, or even one individual for that matter. It is a 360 4K camera that's going to be able to capture an entire room. But it's not just about capturing a room, it's also about active face tracking. That means that if someone is speaking or this is a multi-person presentation, the actual Emeet capsule is going to be able to focus and center on the faces of up to 3 people that are actually having the conversation. And that's going to step up your video conferencing to the next level, right? It's going to give it a level of polish and professionalism that's going to be all the way up here. Now, there are 5 video modes on this camera. The one, my favorite, is the one that allows you to see 3 people at the same time with the people in the background. So the 3 people are the ones who are speaking, and they're going to be center framed based on the fact that they're speaking. And this is called the collaboration mode. You also have a speech mode, you have a classic mode, and then you have a spotlight mode, which is great if you're just one person in a room and you want the 4K quality and then the benefit of the mics that the system has. And by the way, you have 8 omnidirectional mics, and these mics also have noise canceling technology, which is going to really eliminate everything that's going around you that shouldn't be in the call and only focus on the voice. So noise canceling with 8 omnidirectional mics. Now, this is going to be great also to just use as a speakerphone, and even in those meetings where you're going to be able to have a 10-watt hi-fi speaker that's going to really blast and allow everybody in the meeting place to hear what's going on. Now, in the event that you have a large meeting place, you can actually double these up with another Emeet to basically extend the capabilities both of the microphones as well as the camera, and literally have, for example, one on one end of a conference room and one on the other side connected together so that you can have I'll say a larger amplitude when it comes to both audio and then also video. Now, from a compatibility perspective, this is the part that makes this even better. You're talking about Zoom, you're talking about WebEx, your Slack, your Google Hangouts. Think about all the different ways that we're connecting nowadays. And the cool thing about this is that there's no software needed in order to use it. So let's take a closer look at the unit. We'll test it out and we'll see how it works. Now, as we take a look at the Emeet capsule, you'll notice that you have some controls here that make it really easy to use. Mute button. You also have the different functions that you can cycle through. You have your USB-C, which is going to go to your Mac or PC. And keep in mind that you can use a converter, a USB-A to USB-C converter. Works fine. I've been using it on a MacBook Pro. You have also your connector. This is what you'll use to connect to another meeting capsule if you want to have one side by side. Your power cord here. And then this is a lock if you want to secure it in a specific area. Now, on the bottom here, this is another cool thing. You could actually put this on a tripod if you see that right there. So you can put that on a tripod and actually connect that so that you can elevate it in a room. And then this is the actual where the camera is. Now, you're not going to be able to see it because once you power it on, it's going to flip over. But as you can see, it has the speaker or the grill all the way around it, right? And it's just very compact. I've seen and I have reviewed other devices of this type, and this is the most compact version that we've seen. I kind of like the design. I love the fact that things come out through here. And you know what? It's pretty cool about this is that because the camera flips inwards, there's no cover that you have to have. All right, guys, so now we have the Emeet capsule connected to our MacBook Pro. And as you can see here, that we're right now in the one-on-one mode. And I have with me Nathan, who's going to help me out with this video because we want to take a look at some of the features where you can bring in other people. And I want to show you how the AI works. Now, there's no software installed. Literally, it's functioning like if it was a webcam. And what I'm doing here is actually connecting it to my MacBook Pro using the USB-A to USB-C converter. Everything that you hear right now is literally coming from the audio from the Emeet capsule. So I actually have Nilda in another room who is using Zoom as well. And Nilda, how do I sound?
You sound very clear.
Sound very clear? That's really cool. So, and again, remember, right now it's facing towards me. So this is as if I was having just a webcam in front of me. Now the difference here, though, as you can see, is really picking up a really wide area. So this is like a super wide camera. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to tap this little button right here, the one that's all the way over here to the left. And then this is our first one. You're going to also hear our dogs because we're kind of like in just an open room here. And as I press it, we're going to go through each one of the modes. And we have another camera that's going to pick up the actual Emeet, how the Emeet is going to be reacting. And then we'll basically test how this AI works. So I'm going to go ahead and press this next button. And now it's zoomed in. So now this, I think this is pretty cool. So it's really focused in nicely on me. And Nova, how does it look on your side? How's Zoom doing on your side?
Very clear.
It's very clear. So image is coming across really good. And again, we're still going through Zoom. And I do have a paid subscription of Zoom, so I should be getting the higher quality presentation. Now what we're going to do is we're going to switch to the next mode. And I think this is going to be the one where we'll capture everybody. So watch what's going to happen to the little, I would say, Emeet capsule, what happens with the camera. Now what you notice is that the camera went up. And this is something I've noticed. Now I don't know if there's going to be a firmware upgrade for this, but you'll notice right now that I'm kind of a little bit darker. And it's not as bright. And I do have a lampshade right above me, or lamp right above me. So this is, you saw how bright it was before. So I don't know why I look a little bit darker. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to ask Nathan to start counting, and we're going to count from 1 until we actually see him show up. Because we want to see how long does it take the AI to recognize him. And what should happen is the screen should split in half. We can see him. He's like over here on this side, and let me point. You can see him right there, and he's waving his hand. But what should happen is he should come up on the screen. So what we're going to do is, Nathan, why don't you start counting as I'm talking. And I'm going to continue to talk. Go ahead, start counting. And as we're counting, we're actually looking to see the system itself, if the AI is going to recognize that he is speaking as I'm speaking, because when you're in a conference room, you're going to have multiple people speaking at the same time. So we want to see what's happening.
18,
and you'll notice that it doesn't seem to be picking him up yet.
23, 24.
Now I'm going to stay quiet and see what happens.
27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34,
Okay.
35.
So it was 34 seconds before Nathan came in. I wonder if it had to do with the fact that I'm the pitch. Maybe I was louder than you were. But go ahead, let's start both talking at the same time. So why don't you, so you're here right now on camera. You cannot see because obviously you're on the other side. But Nola, how is he coming across? Is he coming across as dark as I am, or is he lighter?
He's a little bit lighter.
He's lighter. So this is lighter than when I was, the standard view that we have on the bottom, because we have two views.
But you just got back from vacation.
Well, yeah. So guys, this tan is Hawaii tan. So that's what you guys are seeing right here. So all right, let's stay quiet for a second. I'm going to go ahead and switch modes one more time, and we're going to switch into the 2 mode more. So I'm going to switch this. So now we're back, and now we're in. This should be up to 2 people, I believe, or whoever's speaking. So I'm going to stay quiet, and we're going to let Nathan. Why don't you go ahead and start counting, and I'll stay quiet.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17,
Right.
18.
So there it took 18 seconds, and we noticed that how quickly it switched to me. Maybe it's because I'm projecting louder, but it switched really fast. So why don't you go ahead and start speaking?
Start having a normal conversation to see if the mic actually picks up my voice.
Yeah, and it's picking you up pretty fast too. So now switch back. Go ahead and start talking. I want to see how it does with both of us speaking at the same time.
So if we have an actual normal conversation between the 2 of us, the camera should pick me up first. And then
Well, I'm now talking, and I want to see what's going to happen. Oh, it switched back. So why don't you keep on? Let's see if it can battle us as we're going back and forth. So keep on going.
Long battle.
Yeah, this is a ping pong. This is. I want to see if it can confuse the Emeet. Is the Emeet going to be confused? Keep on talking. So we can.
I'm trying to take all the spotlight over here.
You are talking to the camera, really, spotlight, but I'm not allowing it to happen because we are battling for the camera. I just think I project louder and maybe clearer because look, you just stopped.
Bearing presence, so I'm gonna let you have all the spotlight.
All right. So guys, you can see how it's working, right? So it's going back and forth. It seems that, as you can tell, I'm speaking louder. Nola, can you hear me speaking louder than Nathan, or how's things working?
You guys sound both the same, but you are a little bit louder.
I'm a little bit louder, right? So, and I think
The
that.
center, so I would think like the audio shouldn't be too much. I mean, it is closer to him.
Yeah. So what we're going to do is we're going to switch back. What I'd like you to do is I'm going to switch back to the 3 mode, and I'd like you to speak a little bit louder as you're counting, and we'll see if it's going to pick up. So I'm going to go ahead and hit that little button again. So the camera changed. Now it's focused on wide angle view. And again, if this is going to be great if you have a long conference table and you have a lot of people, so it's going to capture everybody. This is going to be for the individual. And then now what we're going do is going to go back to the 360. So you can see Nathan there again. He's somewhere over there. And what we're going to do is I want you to speak as loud as I am to make sure it's not because my voice is dominating things. So we're going to go ahead and start counting. You're going to count as loud as I'm speaking. So go ahead. So we're going to see how quickly the camera's going to pick them up as we're both speaking at the same time. So he's still counting, and the system hasn't picked them up yet. 12 seconds.
Just have to speak a little bit louder than you.
Yeah, so it was about speaking a little bit louder. So go ahead, keep on speaking, because now we're both.
So if I speak at a louder pitch, you should. Oh, okay.
Not
talking.
No, we can keep on going. You can see we're both on camera.
Yeah.
Nova, how are we coming across? Are we coming across clear, or are we coming across a little blurry?
No, I'm coming out clear.
We're coming across clear. So I can't, on this side, at least on the Zoom image, I look a little darker. Nathan looks a little bit lighter. The room is actually lighter than it's coming across. And I just want to show you guys when I switch back to this. So you see right here, it's still 360. Watch what happens when I go out of the 360 mode. Boom, right? What you see here is how it looks when it's lit up. Why it looks a little darker when it's in the 360 mode, I don't know why that's the case. But Nova, you sound also very clear. Nova, can you try to speak for us so that we can hear you?
Yeah, you guys are coming out really clear. I'm not understanding why you guys, when you do the double, you come out a little darker. I'm not understanding that, why that's happening, but it's coming out still very clear. I can understand what you guys are both saying, even when you're talking over each other.
And the image quality, you said again, is good?
Yes, image quality is good, except for, like you said, that there's some slight darkness.
All right, well, why don't you keep on speaking, because I'm going to raise the volume so we can see how loud you can get. So keep on talking.
You want me to speak or Nathan to speak?
No, I want you to speak, so keep on speaking.
Oh, okay. This is actually a really cool device. I really like it. I like how clear everybody's coming out and how it jumps, when Nathan starts speaking, and how he just pops up into the screen when he's talking.
Yeah. Do you think do you hear any sort of feedback coming from when you're talking and the mic's picking up at all, or not?
Nothing. It's not picking up any bad feedback. Nothing.
Now, this is going to be good for a lot of situations. Like we talked about, like we're going to go ahead and switch back to where Nathan and I are on video. So Nathan, just go ahead and speak whenever you want to jump in. So this is going to be great if you're working with a client, right? And maybe you have a team that is actually having a video conference and you're in the same huddle room. This is going to be great for you. Can you think about any other scenarios in consulting?
I mean, it's realistically when you're trying to deliver to a client. So when you're all in the same room trying to deliver a deliverable to them, I mean, when anybody needs to interject or someone needs to talk to give their sort of specialty perspective or explain more about a system, it'll be very helpful when other people need to pitch in and explain things.
And the weird thing that I'm noticing right now, and it may be Zoom or could be the Emeet system. I know, do you see us evenly, or do you see Nathan as a slice?
Nathan's like a really small piece of him on the corner.
Well, because he doesn't have a big presence like I do.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, okay. Puppets.
Yeah. So yeah, I know. So what we're gonna do is, all right. So that worked. That's working out pretty good. So we're gonna press this button right here, and that eliminates the bottom one. So we're gonna go ahead, and you notice how I eliminated the bottom, and all I did is I pressed this button right here. We're gonna go ahead and go back. We're gonna switch. I'm gonna go ahead and cycle through this again, and I've eliminated the bottom piece. So Nathan, why don't you go ahead and try speaking again?
Hello. Trying to project my voice and not to steal the attention.
Now we're split in half. So now I'm going to press there's another button right here that I think is a zoom button. And let's see if it works here. It doesn't seem like you can zoom in when you have two people on, but now we're split equally. I actually like this mode. I like the fact that there's no noise on the bottom.
Long night, yes.
Yeah, no noise on the bottom. So guys, this was the Emeet, and I think that we talked about consulting, we talked about startups, we talked about, and Nilda's being a champ, she has a cold.
I got really sick.
You just have a flu, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and the other thing that I think that this is a great opportunity also is like, in real estate too, right? So if you're in a room with an attorney or you're in a room with a buyer, and you want to have more than one person in the room, the great thing about this is that it's super portable, right? So.
Yes.
No software to install, you just plug it in and it works. So guys, that is our test of the Emeet, right? This is the Emeet capsule. So guys, that wraps up our review of the Emeet Capsule. Looking to step up your video conferencing? This is the thing to get. See you in the next video.